Good afternoon, everybody. I hope everybody can hear me. My name is Andre Jones, and I will be giving the presentation on the updated of athletics and activities for Tallahassee County High School for the upcoming year. First of all, I hope that you all are staying safe. And if you have any questions afterwards, feel free to put them in the chat box. This is a public presentation so that we can make everybody feel comfortable with all the information provided. So hopefully y'all see this. Please mute your microphones. If you're on the camera, just keep etiquette. And I'm going to be as quick, brief, but as detailed as well. So I know that sounds oxymoronic, but I want to make sure that we all get a firm understanding. So I have a PowerPoint presentation. I'm going to go through each slide and we'll break it down for you. So this is our public update for our athletics and our return to participate program for Chelsea High School. So as we go through our slides, eventually they'll come around. Yeah, this is the wonderful things about technology. So I do apologize. Like I said, it's just technology. You think after all this practice, you think everybody will be good to go, correct? So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to stop sharing on this one. I'm going to screen share on my other one. I do apologize, everybody, so please give me a moment. All right. All right, let's try this again. So hopefully everybody can see that I'm sharing my screen over here. And let's slideshow from the beginning. All right, so hopefully let's try this again. There you go, Chelsea High School Athletics for September 24th, 2020. So what we're going to be doing with our meeting, we're going to go with the Charles City County High School update, what we're doing with COVID-19, and talk about the facility capacity. We're going to show you what our schedules currently look out like this year from both the winter, the fall, and the spring, in that order. And then we're going to tell you how we're trying to raise funds to support all our programs. And if you have questions or discussions afterwards, I will be here and I will check in my chat for the questions. So this is what we have as far as our updates. We are continuing to maintain the safety and standpoint to bring student athletes back for participation through the schools. The school board is doing a mid-semester evaluation, which will take place in October. But the recommendation that hopefully we can get kids back weightlifting, using the gym facilities and everything else. Things that for the upcoming year. The first proposal is to bring student athletes back as the first cohort of high school students. So right now, the school board decision right now is they're tentatively looking at bringing elementary school students back. Once they are brought back, the first group of high school students will be the student athletes. So they will be the first group to do the hybrid plan. All students who do return to condition and athletics, they would need to have completed handbook and a completed physical. These things have not changed since last year. We are working with the regional health services, that's the location across the street from the high school, to offer physicals again at a reduced price. Handbooks are available in the main office right now. So if you need a student athlete handbook, you may pick them up in the office. All right, excuse me, a little too fast. There we go. So here we go. So tentative schedule proposals. All sports will have both regular season and postseason playoffs. So this includes football. For those who did not know, we were ineligible for football playoffs this year, but last year, but due to COVID-19, the schedules have reshifted where we can play a complete district schedule. One of the focuses is that if you want to be in the postseason, you have to play a complete schedule. So football has 5 district games this year, so we'll be playing all district. If a team fails to make the playoffs, they will be allowed to add a game. This is the +1 that they're talking about that you might have heard in the news. So basically, if we do not make it, we get an additional game. They're calling it a bowl game. Bowl games, they are broken down and split between 3 entities: ourselves, our opponent, and the Virginia High School League. A few things have changed as far as qualifying for the playoffs this year. If you want to advance in football, it will still be PowerPoints. If you advancement in basketball, softball, baseball, and volleyball will be based off of win percentage this year. So it's not PowerPoints in those 4 sports. Let's just say basketball instead of football, but volleyball, softball, and baseball. So it's based off win percentage. Advancement in track and field will be the top 3 for indoor and the top 4 outdoor state competition. This takes place at the regional level. So that's the only way to qualify. There are no automatic qualifiers in track and field this year. Yes, let's go technology. Oh, see what I mean? I apologize. Like I said, still trying to get used to this thing. Um, as far as facility capacity, under the governor's current mandate, facility capacity is 250 people. That's the maximum number we can have at a game right now. This number includes all athletes, coaches, workers, and referees. So let's say we'll take football, for example. If you have football team with 40 players, another team with 50 players, that's 90 players. That's 90 of the 250 people. And you keep adding on and continue with the 7 referees, maybe 10, 15 workers. That's 110 people. We'll just say 110 people. That means 140 tickets can only be sold at that time. So that is what that number means. This number is being looked at by Virginia High School League and the Coaches Association. We're trying to get it pushed up from anywhere to 500 to 1,000, hopefully before sports starts in December. We'll add more. As of now, masks will be required until the mandate is lifted. So if you're going to attend the Charles City High School athletic event, you're going to need a mask, and temperature screenings may be taken upon entering the facility. As of now, only children under the age of 5 will be allowed in free with a paying adult. Only the Charles City High School Hall of Fame and administrative passes will be honored this year. Basically, with limited capacity, in order to fund the referees, the sports, we're going to have to charge money. So, and that's just like anything else in life. So I'm being straightforward with you all. So unless the number changes, child under 5 can get in the game for free, but it takes up 100 to 250 people. All right. Girls and boys basketball. That's be the first sport that we experienced this year. Regular season will consist of 14 games this year. We will play each district team twice in both girls and boys basketball, and we will have a couple spare games for each sport. So boys will have 12 district games and then 2 additional non-district games, and we finalizing those games as we speak. The girls will have 10 district games and 4 non-district games. First tentative practice date. This is the practice date. This is not conditioning, so conditioning may take place before, but practice date is scheduled for December 7th, 2020. This year, All sports are required to have a minimum number of practices. 8 practices are required prior to participation in the game. District contests are taking precedence and are front loading our schedule this year. So our first games will be December 21st and December 23rd this year. That is the current schedule. So we'll be playing district games on that. As I said, non-district games may be added. We're making a determination on district tournaments, and the top 8 teams by win percentage will advance to the 1A Region A playoff. Sideline cheerleading. If you have somebody who wants to participate in cheerleading, the first practice is scheduled for December 14th, 2020. All cheerleaders are required to have 20 practices prior to participation in a game. Sideline cheerleading may begin at games on January the 6th, 2020. Cheerleading practices for basketball will count towards football participation. So if your child is participating, or if your student athlete is doing cheerleading, they will be able to go straight to football after basketball season for the cheerleading. So basically your 20 will count and roll over into football season. So you do not have to do a separate 20 practices for football season on what the cheer. Indoor track and field. Regular season will consist up to 6 meets this year, with the first tentative date being December 14th, 2020. 8 practices will be required. Schedules to be determined, and the first meet can be held December 28th, 2020. There are no automatic qualifiers for the regional or state level. The regional competition will see up to 3 athletes per event, and the top 3 finishers in the 1A, 2A Region A championships will be eligible to compete at the Group 1A, 2A level at the state championship. For Scholastic Bowls, Scholastic Bowls still plan to do a complete schedule of 10 contests. That schedule is to be determined, but all Scholastic Bowl matches will be completed by January 30th. This is similar to similar much last year as far as those numbers are concerned. All right, now we're going to move into football. Football will fall in part of the fall sports season, which means it's going to be winter, fall sports, spring sports. Football will have up to 6 regular season contests. The first practice date for football is February 4th, 2021. 15 practices are required prior to participating in a game. As you can see, the first contest is scheduled for February, late February. Our schedule has our first 5 games in the Tidewater District on that day. It will be from first, February 22nd, followed by another game on that Friday, February 26th. And it will continue to be over and over again each Friday afterwards. Now, this is where it's going to get different compared to last year. Game 6 will be scheduled by the region. What that means is that we got a regional director who's going to match up teams by the way they're rated by PowerPoints. Teams 1 through 8 will essentially be in a quarterfinal matchup. So let's say Charles City finishes in 4th place. That means that 6th game will be against the 5th place team. So the 4th place team play the 5th place team. The winner of that will go to the regional semifinal matchup, which is the following week. Reason why we're doing this, our region wanted to have an 8-team playoff. Virginia High School League says no, but Virginia High School League also said this is a way we can work around it. So our 6th regular season game will essentially be a regional quarterfinal game. If we do not make the quarterfinal playoffs, we still get the additional +1 game as well. So teams ranked 9 through 12 will also be ranked accordingly. 4 teams with the most PowerPoint, well, it's incorrect, but the 4 teams that win their quarterfinal game will advance to the 1A Region A playoffs. JV football will still be to be determined. We're working out the logistics of that, getting the feedback and numbers, getting the feedback of everybody else, how other teams are fielding, and how many games that Virginia High School League is going to allow us to play as far as quarters. We're thinking maybe 3 or 4, depending on what it looks like, similar to what we did last year for JV. Volleyball. Volleyball this year will consist of 12 games. The whole entire season will be made up of district games and take a 1 month span running from March 1st to April the 1st. First practice will be February 15th, 2021, with 8 practices required prior to participating in the game. District tournaments are still to be determined, and the top 8 teams by win percentage will advance to the 1A Region A playoff. Baseball, softball. Regular season will consist up to 12 games, with the first practice beginning on April 12, 2021. 8 practices will be required prior to participation in the game. All contests are expected to be district games only. We do have a couple of non-district games for baseball. I do know that because one district team is not fielding a team. We do have at least one non-district game. First game is expected to take place on April 26th, with district tournaments to be determined. Once again, top 8 teams are by win percentage this year. So that's going to be something that's repeated over and over again. Outdoor track and field. Regular season will consist up to 6 meets. First tentative practice date is April 12th, 2021. 8 practices are required prior to participation in the meet. Meets will be held every Thursday with the exception of May 10th through 14th, where that week we'll have 2 meets on that Tuesday and that Friday. Similar to indoor track, there are no automatic state qualifiers, no automatic regional qualifiers. So the top 4 1A finishers at the district level will advance to the regional competition. Top 4 1A regional finishers will advance to the state level. So moving on to fundraisers, I've had meetings with the coaches, and the coaches and athletic department will be working to raise funds to assist with the purchase of equipment. As you all know, we're working on getting new uniforms, new football blocking sleds. We're working on every little bit to make sure that our athletic department continues to grow like it has over the last couple of years. If you want to specifically donate funds to a specific team, just give me a call. I'll make the arrangement. This year, you can donate specific equipment to the team. So if you have, say, you want to have towels, you want to donate something like towels to the basketball team, contact me and get it done. If you want to donate footballs to the football team, really appreciate it. The only thing that we're ongoing right now, fundraiser, is that we're selling old uniforms, shorts, and more items at $5 or $10, and these are being sold year round. So that's how you want to support school spirit. That's how we do with the proceeds from these items, and they will go to the athletic department, and they will put among all the programs. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to open it up to the chat box. So if y'all have any questions, I'm going to try to answer them as much as possible for everybody to get a feel of what's going on. As far as sports is concerned, there are a lot of things that we're trying to take care of as far as sports. It's difficult. I know it's a difficult situation to get everybody back in the gym, get back everybody onto the feet on the field, and it's difficult. I know, cause just like every other coach, we miss you all very much. As far as sports schedules concerned, our district has finalized all their schedules. They will be coming out. I will plan to release them probably sometime at the end of next week. The reason why at the end of next week, I'm still waiting on some non-district schedules to come out. Basketball will more likely have 14 games. Baseball, softball will have their max number. And essentially we're trying to give kids opportunities. That was the key goal for all us regional directors, all our state athletic directors. We want the students to be involved. So if you have any questions right now, you can chat them down in the chat box, or if you want to unmute your microphone, I can answer whatever I can answer right now to the best of my ability. So I'm going to open it up to the floor right now. So if you don't, just unmute your mic, ask a question, and I'll see what I can answer for you. All right. like I said, I'm just trying to make everybody available. So if you don't have any questions, I'm looking at the chat box. Nobody's chat in the chat box. Nobody has opened the microphone up as of now to unmute the mic. So if you have any questions for me, what's going to end up happening in the future? What we're going to do, the coaches are going to have individual Zoom meetings, which means if you're interested in basketball, coach is going to have a personal Zoom meeting or meet and greet, basically giving you their rules. Going to be in football. The football coach is going to have their personal Zoom meeting. We're going to try to get those set up within the next couple of weeks, and we, similar to what we did online, we're going to post all those as well. We just want to make sure that everybody understands that we're trying to do something for you all, and I know it's frustrating. I know y'all want to get back in the gym, but we're working with the school board to make it happen. So hopefully we're good. Our Q date is basically we're looking for November, first week in November after your first semester. So I mean your first 9 weeks. I apologize. So that's what we're trying to do to get y'all back in the weight room, back in the gym. We're hoping good things are going on. We're waiting on the contract so we can get the facilities completed. So the track should be updated. We're supposed to get a new scoreboard and gymnasium. So we're hoping for the best. But if nobody has any questions, comments, concerns, if you need to reach out to me, most of you all have my phone number. If you need to email me, it's cthiathletics@gmail.com. So if you got questions, comments, concerns, other than that, I want to thank each and every one of y'all for being here. That's going to keep y'all here for most of the time. What's going to make it too long, but a 20-minute meeting with technical difficulties, second time doing a Zoom meeting, I greatly appreciate it. So feel free to contact me, email me if you have questions, comments, concerns. Take care of all my student athletes, parents, coaches. Thank you all for your ongoing support, and we're going to keep pushing forward to make sure Charleston County High School athletics stay at the top of their game. Thank you so much. Have a good night.